Morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning.
I am seeing we have all members of the Election Compliance Audit Committee. Does that sound about right, staff? Nobody's going to tell me? Okay.
Rick, we do, I believe, have all members present, and we are live streaming to our YouTube channel just for the awareness of the ECAC members. All of the public meetings of the ECAC are live streamed, so I believe we will be good to go whenever you are, Mr. Clerk.
I am good to go, and I will call the first meeting of the Election Compliance Audit Committee for this term of council to order. And what I am seeking is the consent of the committee to move first to item 5.1 on your agenda, which should be the election of a chair and vice chair. With the committee's consent, we'll go there first so we can get a chair in place. And then I would like to cede the meeting over to the new chair to have the election of the vice chair. Do I have the committee's consent to move in that direction?
Yes.
Seeing everyone nodding their heads, I'll take that as unanimous. So thank you very much. So what I would like to do now is just read through the process that we have with regards to having a chair elected in this process. If there is only one member who is putting their name forward for a position, the sole nominee would, of course, be acclaimed, and we would move off in that direction. Otherwise, the committee will have to vote on who their chair is going to be. So we will now open the floor for nominations for the committee of chair of the Election Compliance Audit Committee. If any member is interested being appointed to this particular role, he, she, or they may nominate themselves or have anyone else nominate them. So with that in mind, committee members, I am allowing nominations to the floor now. Are there any nominations for chair of the Election Compliance Audit Committee?
Mr. O'Connor, I'd gladly take on the role of chair if my colleagues will have me as chair of the Election Compliance Audit Committee for this coming term.
All right, Mr. Cullen, thank you very much. You are the nominee. I'm going to ask twice more. Are there any additional nominees for the position of chair of the Election Compliance Audit Committee? And a third time asking, are there any more nominations for chair of the Election Compliance Audit Committee? Seeing none, I believe that Mr. Cullen is now the acclaimed chair of the Election Compliance Audit Committee. Chair Cullen, I turn the meeting over to you to do the vice chair, or if you like, I can go through the same process again and secure you a vice chair. I'm in your hands, Chair.
I'm happy to leave it to you. You've done it so ably already.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. And the members of the committee, I will then ask that nominations are now open for the vice chair, the position of vice chair of the Election Compliance Audit Committee. I'm accepting nominations on behalf of the chair at this time.
I would put my name forward as for vice chair.
Ms. Bergeron, thank you very much. So Kathy Bergeron has put her name forward as a nominee for the vice chair. I'm going to ask two more times. Are there any other additional nominations for the position of vice chair for the the Election Compliance Audit Committee? And one final time, members, are there any other members interested in being nominated as vice chair of the Election Compliance Audit Committee? Seeing none, Ms. Bergeron is now acclaimed as vice chair of the committee. Mr. Chair, I turn the meeting back over to you so you can go back up to item number 1 and proceed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. O'Connor, and thank you, Kathy, for stepping forward as vice chair as well. Good morning, committee members. Returning to the top of the agenda, we're going to proceed through the items here. I'm going to ask, first of all, whether or not there are any declarations of interest. And seeing none, we are moving on to item number 3 on the agenda, which is confirmation of minutes. As part of your meeting package, you received the minutes of the March 10, 2020 meeting of the Election Compliance Audit Committee. And I'm going to ask the members if those minutes are confirmed. And seeing nods, thumbs up.
Confirmed.
Thank you, Kathy.
Yeah.
So those minutes are confirmed. Moving on to item number 4 on the agenda, which are communications. There are 2 communications listed on the agenda simply for the committee's information only. And so we will move at this time to item number 5.2, which deal with the terms of reference for the Election Compliance Audit Committee. This item, which was part of your package, is an information report as the previous council approved the terms of reference pursuant to the Municipal Elections Act. Do any of the members have questions or wish to discuss this report? Seeing none, I'd ask the committee, is the report received?
Received.
Received.
Thank you all. Moving to item 5.3, the Election Compliance Audit Committee Rules of Procedure. This next item is the approval of our committee's rules of procedure. The rules of procedure have been established by the city clerk pursuant to the Municipal Elections Act. They are now being submitted to committee to be received and confirmed. Do any of the members have questions or comments on the rules of procedure? Seeing none, I'm going to ask if the rules of procedure are received and confirmed.
Confirmed.
Received. And confirmed.
Thank you all. Those are received and confirmed. Moving to item number 6, notices of motion for consideration at a subsequent meeting. Are there any notices of motion? And seeing none, I'm going to move to item number 7 on the agenda, inquiries. Are there any inquiries? Seeing none, moving to number 8 on the agenda, other business. Is there any other business? And seeing none, we'll move to the last item of the agenda, adjournment. Are we adjourned? I'm seeing nods of agreement, so we are adjourned. Thank you. The
Adjourned.
next meeting will be scheduled if and when compliance audit applications or reports from the city clerk on the apparent contraventions of contribution limits are